Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Gregory Laporte from GamerFitNation.com, and today we got a special review for you. It's the recently released Legasista. The publisher is Nippon Ichi Software America. It's being developed by System Prism. The console is for the PlayStation 3. It's not available on any other platforms as this is a PS3 exclusive. Its release date is August 21st, 2012. The genre is an action RPG and is retailing for $29.99 currently on the PSN. It's a pretty good game and you might want to check it out. Stay tuned for more info in our review. In Legastia, you play the game as Alto, a young boy who is trying to free his sister from a crystallized state. You basically go through a whole bunch of dungeons beforehand before you reach an area called the Rail Yard, which is the main hub to get to other dungeons. While you're in the Rail Yard, you come upon a person named Miss Dungeon, whose name is pretty basic, which means dungeons, and she's a woman, so they call her Miss Dungeon. But basically, she gives you the information about the Rail Yard. Any questions or concerns that you may have, you're able to ask her, and she's able to help you out. Once you finish all the formalities of the conversation, you go through a tutorial area, which is the first dungeon of the game. Basically, you go through 11, I believe 11 to 10 floors, each with its own specific purpose, where you have to go and find out how to play the game. It basically lays out the formula for the game and what you're going to be expecting later on in the later levels, so that you could be well equipped to progress and surpass levels and do all that extra fun stuff. You're going to meet a lot of interesting and weird and crazy characters, all the way down from Bean Sprouts to Melise, who basically is a main character of the game and is the whole reason why you're searching. As you come across her, she's actually the person that will help you free your sister. But what happens is you make a pact with her where she's supposed to kill you and she's supposed to free your sister, so you're going to sacrifice your life for your sister. But something goes terribly wrong, and as she's about to murder you, she basically loses all her memory because she is a machine, a humanoid machine. So basically what happens is that you have to find all these memory chips that she consumes and regains her memory and all her functions. If she finds the wrong one, you could be in big trouble because she could reactivate her weapon system and just kill you anyways without doing any of the such that she said she was gonna do, which is free your sister. A lot of the story is told to you early on in the beginning of the game, so you're not going to be expecting a bombshell type of storyline, very in-depth, where you're going to keep you thinking and pondering what's going to happen next. It's going to have you on the edge of your seat. That's not the case with this game. What you are going to see, though, is a great game with a great gameplay. I mean, honestly, this is an action RPG, and I really enjoy this type of game because the fact is I like to be able to move around. I like to be able to power my characters. The gameplay is very smooth and rapid, and it's tactical too. I mean, there's traps that attack, that hurt you, that you could use against your enemies, that could revive your life, that can help you out. And there's also the fact that you can switch characters in battle. You're not only one person going through a dungeon. You have a teammate, you have partners that you can also switch in and out of battle while you're playing. So if you have one character that's really hurt and low on life, if you switch him off with another character, you can have a character that is stronger with better skills and better magic points. You can attack, you can jump, you can find several hidden items throughout dungeons that allow you to, become a stronger character. There's a ton of items, and you can always go back and replay certain levels to find certain scenarios or to find different items that will help you improve your character stats as you get along. There's a lot of preparation that goes with this, though. As you play through the game, you're going to want to make sure that when you're exploring and you find items that you don't die, because if you die, everything you find gets lost, and items that you find while in dungeons aren't able to be equipped right away. You have to find an item, bring it back to the rail yard where it's repaired, and then from there you're able to equip it onto your character. This is pretty good and makes it kind of strategical because you're not going to try to speed through the whole entire level and just be like, yeah, I got this done, it's good, I'm done, move on, move out. That's not how it is. It takes some time, and it's pretty cool. You can get you can grind out stuff, you can switch jobs, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. I'll talk more about the switching jobs section as I have a little portion of that later on in the video. But all in all, the gameplay is very fun to play, and I really enjoyed, attacking, jumping, slashing, sprinting, changing characters in and out, using magic abilities, equipping, customizing my character to where I feel that it's very powerful and strong. I can just run through levels and just kill enemies real quick. It's that great. It's honestly that great. Now, as I was talking, you just witnessed, some footage of the job system. There's a ton of jobs that you can switch from, but you have to be to level 20, and as you switch, you'll go back down to level 1. The maximum level limit in the game is 999. Now, the highest you can reach for a job is 100, and you can go 100 plus. But I honestly think that having the option to go to 99 is just completely absurd. I don't know, maybe there's people out there that are going to spend the time and effort to go to level 999, but honestly, I just think that, it's a good option, and it just allows more for the replay value to go into the game. Some people, they reach a certain level and they feel like, oh, this is getting boring, I'm getting all this extra wasted experience and I'm not improving my character anymore. That's not the case with Legasista. I hope I'm saying that name right. Please pardon me if I'm saying that name wrong. This is a very hard game to pronounce. It's Legasista, I don't know, but it's a great game. That's what I know it is. There's also a monster encyclopedia where if you fight monsters, you're able to, get their record and see their stats and see their weaknesses and just see the overall monsters that you fought within the game, so you can have some background and feedback and have a better strategic sense of how to beat them while you're fighting them. Just because you come across bean sprouts doesn't mean that they're useless characters. These bean sprouts are actually very helpful early on in the beginning of the game, as one of them is basically, he's like your tutorial person. He explains the game mechanics to you, he teaches you certain aspects about the game, and he also helps you out along the way. But what is also a double feature of these bean sprouts is the fact that they're adventurers. They're kind of like your scouts. They can go out and find you new hidden areas that are good for you to explore, because it'll come to a point where you're exploring and you can't find any other levels, and basically the way you progress through the game is by dungeon hunting and finding additional levels that you can explore to find memory chips from Elise so that she can remember her skills to unlock your sister from her crystal fate. Now, with that said, these bean sprouts, they are helpful in a sense, but then again, you have to basically groom them until they're at a high level so that they are able to explore and help you out. The presentation of Legasista is great, honestly. The voice acting, it has the authentic anime voices that you would expect to hear from an anime show or anime or a manga or something that you've seen in the anime. This is great, and the presentation and the colorful effects and the scantily clad woman walking around really give you that sense of you're playing a great manga or a great anime show. The only problem I had at this game was that at times I felt that dungeons looked very repetitive, and that it didn't feel like I was exploring, but yeah, I wasn't really exploring. I wasn't really getting into a new area or finding new hidden secret stuff. A lot of the areas look different, and they look reminiscent of one another. This is bad, but then again, there's so much extra customization and extra stuff that you can do that leads upon the replay value in the game, which I really felt that this really had a great replay value because you can do so much stuff in it. Legasista is a wonderful RPG that provides the time and attention to detail that hardcore RPG fans have been looking for. Its in-depth combat, massive character customization, and entertaining cutscenes are great. Although this dungeon crawler does get quite repetitive after several treks to find ways into alternate areas, whatever shortcomings befall this game are made up through the depth of the gameplay. Legasista crawls to the top of our charts with a robust 8 out of 10. I'm Gregory Laporte from GamerFitNation. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like what you saw, be sure to follow us on Twitter at GamerFitNation, like us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and even +1 us on Google+. I mean, come on, with reviews and videos and interviews like this, why wouldn't you want to stay up on the latest thing?